Hello everybody, it's Gypsy Wolf. Thank you so much for joining me. Okay, so today is the second episode of my Herbal 101 series. If you missed the first one, go into my channel, check the videos, and the first one is on rosemary. If you are new to my channel, I deal with everything witchcraft. That's what I teach about. So if that's something that you are trying to learn about or want to learn more about, I would encourage you to subscribe and join this channel. We have an awesome community here. Okay, and if you're one of my returning subscribers, guys, you are all so incredibly awesome. I do these videos for you. You give me inspiration and motivation, and I'm very thankful for all of it. All right, so this one is going to be on none other than lavender bud. Okay, we're going to go into medicinal properties as well as magical properties. I think it's very important to know about each. Okay, so I do have a few lavender plants in my garden. So I have quite a few bundles like this. So I figured I would show you one. Okay, and then this huge jar of lavender bud. It was the biggest jar I could find. I think this was an applesauce jar, pretty sure. And I still have more. It was a pound of lavender bud. Now guys, make sure when you're purchasing lavender, it is lavender bud. I'm going to explain in a moment why. I'm going to put some on the plate to kind of show you. It's got a nice purple color. It smells heavenly. Heavenly. One of my favorites to work with. Personally, I mean, I know a lot of you guys are probably thinking, why isn't she talking about sage? Why isn't she talking about bay leaves first? I honestly think that lavender and rosemary are the two biggest staples to have in your witchy pantry. Mainly because there are so many medicinal properties in lavender, way more than sage and bay, all right? So the reason I like to talk about the medicinal properties of each herb is because, you know, number one, centuries ago, you know, women that were called wise women, we healed through herbs, weeds, plants, whatever we could get our hands on, correct? Right. So it's like getting back to our roots. Also, when you learn how this herb or plant, whatever, or root works for you best medicinally, it will most likely give you more ideas on how it's going to work best for you magically, okay? All right, so let's get into this. And then you also should probably have some lavender essential oil. This was just a free one, okay, by Sweeters off of eBay, I believe, and their quality is very good, but normally I use the brand Now, N-O-W, for my lavender essential oil, but that is in my basement where my washer and dryer are, because I use it for laundry, and I will explain that in a moment. Okay, so, like I said, we have our essential oil. You should have that and the bud, okay? Make sure that that the buds that you get are certified organic, especially if you plan on ingesting this, okay? All right, now let me go over the amount of things that lavender does medicinally is insane. It's an anti-inflammatory. It's an antidepressant, it's an antiseptic, it's an antifungal, it's an antibacterial. I mean, even the word lavender, as you can see, I have my notes. I do take notes so I don't forget anything. Comes from the Latin lavare, meaning to wash. It was a frequent addition to baths and was considered a purifier for the body and the mind many centuries ago. So think about that. How long it has been in use in this way. Isn't that amazing? And we still use it that way. So a lot of the medicinal ways that we can use this, okay? Anxiety, stress, because the scent, believe it or not, this is pretty cool, increases the types of brain waves associated with relaxation. To me, that's awesome. It's also great for headaches, so I really love diluting a little bit. You don't have to dilute lavender essential oil. It's the only essential oil that has been found safe to put on the skin without being diluted. You can put a little bit on your temples if you have a bad headache, or maybe at the base of your neck if that's where the headache is. That's where it will tend to be if you're dehydrated. It's great for wounds because it's, as I said, it's an antimicrobial. So this means it can protect wounds from infection and help them heal. Okay, so you can add them to any type of healing ointment. If you already have a healing ointment that you've purchased, maybe you just want to grind some up and add it to it, whatever. Make a poultice. I like using poultice. It's great for insomnia. Now, the Commission E has already endorsed lavender for treating insomnia, and that is pretty darn hard to do, getting them to approve something. It's great for digestive problems because it's in line with the mint family. They're botanical relatives. And the mints, just like lavender, help calm the smooth lining of the digestive tract. So, I just want to make sure I give you everything. It also, this is really interesting, it helps the secretion of bile, which helps digest fats. So, if you're trying to lose a few pounds, maybe adding a type of tea that has lavender to it would help digest those fats more easily that you are ingesting. And that's just a personal opinion. I think it might help a little bit. Can't hurt to try it, right? It also, and I noticed from personal experience, it helps really well with menstrual cramps. So you might want to dilute a little bit in a carrier oil such as almond oil, grapeseed oil, something light, and massage that into your abdomen if you're having really bad period cramps. Excuse me. However, do not ingest lavender oil. You can ingest things that have been steeped with lavender bud, but not lavender oil. I just want to put that out there, a disclaimer, okay? All right, so you're probably here for the magical uses, right? All right, so let's get into that. Some of the information I am going to give you today, whenever you're watching this, is from the book by Scott Cunningham, The Encyclopedia of Magical Herbs, okay? I just wanted to make sure I gave you everything I possibly could. So, the gender of this plant of lavender is masculine. The planet it represents is Mercury. The element it represents is air. Now, its powers, according to Scott Cunningham, and they are long: love, purification, sleep, chastity, longevity, purification, happiness, peace. I mean, it's been used in love spells for so long. I mean, so long. And this is really interesting as well. Centuries ago, prostitutes used to bathe in lavender water to basically advertise themselves magically and non-magically, to let people know what they did for a living and to attract, wealthy customers, which I think is really interesting. Now, and that is because this scent does particularly attract men as a rule. I have used it in ways to attract women as well, when I'm doing spells for other people, but I have noticed it works best when attracting men. So other ways that I've used it, and I'm going to share with you now. Here we go. Let me show you. Okay, so I do not like using cleaning products that are all chemicals. It just don't. Bothers my asthma. It's just not good for the animals, things like that. So I fill a spray bottle with some vinegar, water, And then I use a mixture of lavender because it helps calm the home. It calms tempers down. Keeps everybody happy and relaxed. Then I also add a little bit of lemon essential oil because that clears away negativity. And then I'll add a little bit of rosemary because that protects. And then I'll use that, I'll put some in my floor wash. I will use it just like when I'm spritzing things down, when people would normally use maybe Windex or like Clorox, whatever. I use this, and I have noticed such a change in the emotions of people right after I use it. It's amazing. If you have moody teenagers, which I once did, one of my favorite oils to make at the time was what I call a peaceful home oil, and one of the main ingredients was lavender. And I would anoint their bed frames with it, their doorknobs with it, so they would touch it, but I would leave it there for a little while before they would actually touch it. But that helped quite a bit. I mean, if you have teenagers, you understand. Another way I like to use lavender essential oil. Again, I can't really use heavy fragrances. It bothers my asthma as well as other people in my home. So I can't use laundry detergent and things like that have, heavy fragrances to them. But I still want my clothes to smell nice, and I want them to have that little magical boost. So what I will do is take a unscented dryer sheet when I'm going to put my clothes into the dryer, and I will take my lavender essential oil, as from my other bottle is, it's downstairs by the dryer, and I will put 3 drops on that, and I'll throw that into the dryer with the clothes that are being dried. And it's not, you're not going to smell it a lot, you're not, but you're adding that essence of calming, loving energy. Another really fun way that you can use right here, I'm going to show you real quick. Well, you know what? Let me show you this first. Lavender is great to put in dream pillows, okay? Mugwort and lavender together make amazing dream pillows, but you can just use plain old lavender, okay? And put it into a red flannel bag. You can put it into one of these little sachet bags or something bigger like this. And then put it in your pillowcase, and it will help you sleep, okay? I know I have insomnia, so that definitely helps me. And if you want to have vivid dreams, you can add a little bit of mugwort to that, which is really nice. Also, okay, here's the next thing I'm going to show you. Now, I know we live in a world of technology, okay? So when people contact each other, it is not through the written page, the written letter anymore. But for me, when, my partner, when they would leave for work early in the morning, it was always way before I would have to get up, I would leave them a little note for the morning just saying, hey, I hope you have a great day, I'll miss you, kisses, whatever, right? Spraying your perfume on there or using essential oil that's like heavy, they're gonna smell it big time, and it's just gonna be a bit overpowering. What you can do is take a little bit of the lavender bud onto your page, okay? Just a pinch or two, whatever you want, and very gently roll that into there, just very, very gently, okay? Because it's going to get everywhere, I promise you. Just very gently roll that in there. Tap off the excess. Yep, and you can smell it, but it's so gentle and beautiful. Oh, it smells so good. It smells so good. And you write your little note to, your partner or even your children. Or maybe you want to send a letter to your mom or your dad or your brother or your sister. It still is a loving vibration, and it doesn't have to be a sexual loving vibration, okay? So that's really cool. You can also do that with petition papers when you're working on love petitions, okay? You just take a little bit of that lavender and you rub that on there, especially if you don't have the oil. And that gives it an extra magical boost. Why not, right? Okay, I think that is about all I'm going to share tonight. I'm trying to think of other things that I could share with you, but those were the big ones that I really wanted to mention to you. If you have any questions whatsoever, I really love hearing your comments, so please leave them down below. If you have a very in-depth question, you can email me at magicalgypsywolf@gmail.com. I do not work for people right now at this time. I do make powders, oils, things like that, but I am not doing spells for anybody at this time due to, some personal things going on, okay? So I hope that was helpful. And like I said, please leave any questions down below, and I hope that was helpful to all of you guys, and I cannot wait to see you again. Also, one more thing, we are really, really close to the giveaway, so don't forget to subscribe, comment, and like, because that will enter you into the giveaway. We're only like maybe 30 people away from subscribing to get into it, so if I were you, I would subscribe, because who wouldn't want a bunch of stuff made by a good witch? I don't know. I know I do. I mean, I get to make it, so I'm lucky. Okay, guys, I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful week, and let me know what herb you want to see next, and I will make sure to take that into consideration. As always, blessed be.